Hi there again, everybody. Tom Funk here with another web tutorial. You can find these on Tom Funk's Worldly Adventures, my YouTube page, where I have a whole section on hiking and outdoor web tutorials. Come on over and check them out. Make sure to subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything and it does not leave a mark. Another place for information is my podcast, Tom's Trail Tales, where I do a weekly Michigan Trails report, and you can find excerpts from my books and other content about hiking in Michigan and the Great Lakes in general. It's on Spotify, Amazon, and a bunch of others. So check it out, subscribe, and again, it won't hurt you to do so. All right, today, AllTrails. If you are not familiar with the AllTrails app or don't have it yet, this is for you. If you already have it, you can tag along if you wish. But this is mostly just to kind of show folks what is on the AllTrails app. If you already have a deep understanding of how to use it, great. Um, you know, Tag along, like I said. Leave a comment if you'd like to add something to the conversation. So AllTrails, you do need to have an account. As you can see, I am a member, and there's two types of accounts. There's a free account, and there is a pro account. So the pro is a paid subscription, gets you some extra features. I am just using the free account. I use AllTrails for planning. A lot of folks will use it for planning and navigation. I don't use this for navigation. I'm traveling, I will enter in the name of the town, and you'll see a bunch of trails show up, and then I can kind of look at them, pick the ones I want to go a hike on, and then I go and I visit the actual land manager's website and get information there. Since this is crowd-sourced information, you got to take it with a grain of salt. They have this feature called curated trails, and they have one for community content. So we'll show you what those mean here in a minute. So let's start out in Hastings, Michigan, Berry County. And we'll go out to a trail that I have hiked. This is the Michigan Audubon Warner Sanctuary. And with these hikes, you click on them, and it will show you a map. And here's even a better feature. Click on View Trail Details. Gives you a big old page on it. And it tells you pretty much what you need to know. Tells you if it's bird friendly or bird watching, kid friendly, that type of thing. Look at that weather forecast. That's kind of cool. Shows you nearby trails as well. Gives you ratings. Gives you information. So AllTrails is not perfect, and one of the challenges is with crowdsourced information is that you get some people put in information and it's not necessarily correct, and it could be flat out wrong. So you can see I did a trail review of the property. I used to be the land manager of the property, so I know a thing or two about the property. So with the trail, you can view a full trail map, and this will open up. Look at this. This is kind of cool. It shows you elevation changes as you go along the trail. See the little blue dot moving? See me moving? There you go. That's pretty cool. There you go. So when this trail first was on AllTrails, I found it. It was actually underneath the community content. So the difference is curated trails. Basically, somebody has looked at it on a map and said, yeah, that looks correct, and verifies to AllTrails that the trail is correct. Community content, anybody can put anything in there they want. So you'll see a lot of people's jogs in here, their daily walks. Those are not curated. The challenges with quote unquote curated trails, they're not ground truth. And I went back and forth with AllTrails. You should read the emails. They're kind of humorous because they weren't answering my question. I want to know, does an actual human being go to these trails and walk them to verify that they're correct? And they said, no, it's just somebody looking at maps. So, again, crowdsourced. You got to take it with a grain of salt, because I'll show you an issue here that we found with this app on a recent trip to Colorado. But before that, let's just show you community content. See the gray dots? These are basically people's, look at this one. Like if you hunt, you can put in your route to your favorite hunting stand or whatever. I think right here is Michigan Audubon Otis Sanctuary. You can see the challenge is with things that are not curated. You get all these different maps and such as you look. As I go, they all look a little different. There you go, Glass Creek Paddle. That's not really a sanctuary. So basically, somebody's got to upload this in the create map function, and then somebody actually looks at it to verify, basically looking at maps, looking at aerial photographs, that yes, this trail really does exist. So this one has not been curated yet. You can see a bunch of people have hiked it, put it in here, but have not uploaded it yet to AllTrails to be reviewed as a curated trail. Okay, so community content, a little dangerous. You'll see here these dotted lines on these maps. These are either roads, if they're dotted like that. If they're dashed, it means they're trails that are showing up on like topo maps and things like that. They have not been curated. Many times they haven't even been hiked. And going back to the accuracy of this thing, I can tell you right now, this is not a private road. This is in the Berry State Game Area. I have hiked on this. So remember, um, you know, always use two sources. Use AllTrails, great to get you started. I would not rely on this as the end all be all when you're out in the woods hiking. All right, so we will check out a few more things. You can enter any old town that you want. Let's go to Brussels. And Brussels, Illinois. Let's go there. How about that? Here's Brussels, Illinois. So say you're going to visit Grandma in Brussels, Illinois, and then there you go. These trails show up, and you can go down there and click on it, and there's your trail right there. See all these dotted lines? These are other people, or these are other trails that are showing up on maps. The red lines are what people have actually hiked, and it's been GPSed. If we go back to more trails, and I go to community content, there's going to be a bunch of stuff on here. Look at all the crazy stuff that's on. 208, something's going on here. It's probably a park or something. Look at all these people. So yeah, I wouldn't rely on this. This is mostly personal stuff that people are putting in here, is the community content. Keep that in mind. All right, they have a community function, which is kind of like a social media. I won't open that up. You can check that out on your own. You can favorite some of your trails, and here are my favorite trails. I'm kind of curious to see what I favorited. Oh, look at that, Warner Sanctuary. How about that? And Crab Orchard down in North Carolina. That was a nice trail. Rocky Bluff, and Leopard. There you go. So I must have favored them for some reason. You got maps in here where you've uploaded some maps. These are my maps that I have walked and uploaded. I remember doing this one because we see all these little dotted lines in there. We weren't sure what was the trail and what wasn't. The trail kiosk where we parked wasn't very clear, so we this is what we did. We hiked the outer loops of this trail. You can see that this outer loop we either didn't find or it doesn't exist. So there you go. So there's some maps. You can create some lists in here if you want. Let's open up lists. And it doesn't want to open. There we go. So these are trips that I've taken. And future trips I'll put in here too. Typically, I delete these out after I've done the trip. I still want to see that Gunnison sage grouse, and I really want to go back to Colorado, so those are still in there. Activities. Let's see. So this shows different things that you can do. Different types of hikes. You got camping, fishing, bird watching, things like that. Shows you your completed hikes here. Come on. Completed. Is it going to show completed? I may have to go to the profile to see my completed hikes. There we go. So there we go. Now it's opening up. A little slow and clunky today. So it creates a big old map for you. Shows your hikes that you have completed. So one of my favorites was this one right here out in the boundary waters of Kekakabik. And it just so happens that I was the first person to review this trail, which this trail's been around for a long time. So kind of surprised that I was first on review. And then I figured out why. It's because there's no GPS signal in here, so nobody's actually hiking it. And I basically had to create this on in AllTrails and then upload it. So there you go. It was. Anyways, I thought that was kind of funny that I was the first person to put a review in on a major trail, major hiking trail. All right, so other features, there's you create a profile. Obviously, the stats are when you're using your app on your phone. So I haven't created very many maps. Some people have a ton of maps they made, and it keeps track of all that stuff. So shows all your completed hikes, all your reviews, the photos you've taken. Kind of keeps track of that. It shows who's following me, who I'm following. This is kind of like a feed. These aren't people I know. They're just putting in things here. Just I don't know why they even have that. I'll bet you with the pro version, you can see what your friends are posting. And of course, there's settings and stuff like that. So great planning resource. When you're traveling, enter the name of the town, check out what's there. You can create a list, save the trails to it. My next destination is going to be Edinburgh, Texas. All right. And I haven't even really started planning that, going to Texas here to visit the in laws. So here is Edinburgh. Curated trails. Wow, there's not much hiking going on down here in Edinburgh. Look at that. I've been to a few of these already, but there you go. So, I just kind of go in and check them out. Bike trail. See, I know there's some trails. Ooh, we haven't been here. Look at this. Santa Ana Loop. Well, actually, I've been to Santa Ana Loop. It's just a different name than I'm used to. Anyway, so, you go in here, you check out the trails, and, of course, there's going to be community content. There's going to be a gob of stuff in here, but I'm not even going to look at that. There's no way. So then I can create, I'll show you here. I will, let's go to Santa Ana. Let's do Westlake Trail. Oops, sorry. Westlake Trail. Here you go. I'm going to, let's see. There you go. Conditions, right? Review. Blah, blah, blah. There is a way to save this. How do I do that? Photos, directions, more. No. Where is it? Is this it? There we go. Create new list. Edinburgh. Yeah, sometimes it's, you know, not as clear as you would think it is. All right, and I like making mine followers. Look at that. And create. So my people are following me. Done, and that goes into a my list. Here's lists. I have a new list, Edinburgh, Texas. There you go. And I've created a list, and it has a trail in it now. If it will open. There we go. A little slow today. It's Sunday. Everybody's out on the computer, not hiking. There you go. So I can quickly access this information. You can also, let's see, we do Edinburgh, Texas. I can scroll out, and you can see this top part right here. You can actually tell it, hey, I'm looking for hiking trails. I want it to be easy. I don't want anything, longer than, 8 kilometers. You can set this in miles. I'm a scientist, so I use the metric system. Suitability, kid-friendly, C1 trail. And there you go. It shows you the trail. So you can actually set up filters if you want to find your trail. So more filter, I think, on this one. There you go. Route type. I like loop hikes. So there you go. I would probably click on that as well. All right. So the one big issue that I have with AllTrails is that it is crowdsourced and they do not ground truth these trails. So we did a hike this past summer in Colorado. The Spruce Creek Trail to Mohawk Lake and Continental Falls was the trail we hiked. However, when we were researching this, you can see here there are, this is the same trail. Spruce, this one right here, it's the same trail. This one here, it's the same trail, right? This one right here, same trail. So you've got, I think there are 8 different versions of the same exact trail in AllTrails. And you had 8 different versions of maps and descriptions and things like that. Very confusing. So I was smart enough to go online, download a few things. I brought them with me on my phone in case we ran into any problems. This particular one that I saved in my account is, come on, AllTrails open, for crying out loud. What is taking so long today? View full map. There we go. So we had some issues with this trail in that when we started, immediately there was a sign that said the trail is closed. And I had read in several places that people were ignoring the signs and things like that. So um, the trail sign that was there wasn't very clear. It didn't say where it was closed. The trail sign was up here, but the actual trail that was closed was right here. So you can see what happened is when we got here, there's a sign and it told us to go this way. So we did. And then we went up this way is what we did. People were ignoring the sign and continuing on. And then when we got done, we hiked the loop back. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have just done it out and back because this was way less confusing. Just go up the trail like this, up to this little lake here. So there was some issues with signage from the National Forest Service, and also there were several other uh, descriptions. Spruce Creek. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this. This is the same one. Nope, different one. There you go. So here's a whole different map and everything. So here's Mayflower Lake and Mohawk Lake. Same thing, same place, different map, right? These waypoints were different between the two maps as well. So that's my recommendation to AllTrails is, the lady told me that they don't have the manpower to ground truth 340,000 trails that are in the database. I beg to differ. All they have to do is, have people volunteer and you give them, you vet them somehow, and then just give them a free pro membership. And then when you go out, they can ground truth these, because that's what I did with this is I ground truthed it and I put in the description. Is this the one? Nope. Gotta go back one more. I put in the description. This I call it the straight poop, is what I called it. And you go all the way down. You gotta go quite a ways because it's been a while since I was there. It was in July, so I'll show more reviews. Oh, we're close there. So I put a review in here, because there's all this information about you could drive from here up to here, and no, you can't, and things like that. So it's not going to load, so we won't bother you with that. So, anyways, AllTrails is a decent resource to use. You can go right in here and start looking for your places. And I want to say Brownsville, Texas. I'm sure Brownsville, Texas. That's how easy it is to use. Just go right in the best trails in Brownsville. There you are. And I'm going to open up the map. There you go. There you go. So I don't even think this is Texas. This is somewhere else. There you go. Anyways, that's all you got to do. I'm not even sure. Oh, Brownsville, Kentucky. All right, so I'm going to Brownsville, Kentucky. And then, you can also sort by, all these parameters up here, save your trails, upload maps, things like that. So if you're new to AllTrails, go on in here, monkey around with it, and then, download the app. So you would, that's helpful. I use the app for directions to get to trailheads. And so far, so good with finding our ways to trailheads with the AllTrails app. All right, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And thank you for listening. This is, again, Tom Funk from Tom's Trail Tales and also Tom's World Adventures. And this is yet another hiking and outdoor web tutorial. This was on AllTrails. Thanks a lot for joining me, and we will see you out on the trail.